Pinkie Pie, everyone's favorite party pony, has such a fun, bubbly personality and a great look. But what, if anything, would I change about her look and design? Stay tuned, Fluffs. We're about to find out. I'll be honest, whenever my sisters and I would play our G3 My Little Pony figures, Pinkie Pie was always the stuck-up snob who'd harass whatever pony was our favorite at the time. Due to being a 90s tomboy who was very much tired of what felt like nothing but pink for girl characters. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Power Rangers, Tiny Toons, Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario, and Dragon Tales. The all-pink design made us think this character might be a little full of herself behind the scenes. When G4 rolled around, however, all those prejudices immediately washed away. There was no way this loud, boisterous character could be the sly hypocrite we'd always had our ponies face up against in our games of pretend. She made me laugh out loud and look forward to whatever antics she had in store next. It still always bothered me that she was all pink though. Because of so many nostalgic memories, it just left a little tweak of annoyance that they couldn't, spice things up a bit. I know, this is rich coming from someone whose OC is also technically monochrome, and Pinkie's personality certainly makes up for her simplistic design, but out of all the main six, I felt like Pinkie didn't quite get that pop the other characters had. Making her an Earth Pony also confused me, other than the obvious goal the writers had of having an even amount of each race in the main group. Earth Ponies are usually more grounded with a focus on physical strength or ability. Pinkie's flighty personality felt almost too contrasting to her species. I wanted to see her pop around not only on the ground, but literally anywhere. The ability to shape clouds into ice cream cones or other various fun shapes would have been such a fun little element too. What could be better than Sugar Cube Corner? Sugar Cube Corner, except it floats. This isn't to say Pinkie Pie isn't well designed. Lauren Faust and her team knew what they were doing, and it's important to keep things simple when you're creating a character specifically to be animated. If there was a bigger team involved in the process, however, I wonder what a little pop of contrasting color and the addition of a more realistic horse pattern might look like, as well as adding all these awesome abilities to Pinkie's repertoire. I also might have broken up all the circles in her shape language with a few triangles, to denote a more mischievous and active side to her personality that I felt the original design could have certainly used in a few scenes throughout G4. So, how did I take away all that prejudice I'd had for this character and her design and looks? I broke things up. I gave her braids on one side of her mane and let everything still floof out on the other side. I added another shade of pink or two into the mix and made sure the blue eyes matched the rest of her look by bringing it more into her main palette. My design would be fairly trickier to animate, of course, but for illustrations and other kinds of art, I feel like it's much more fun to draw and bring to life. I feel like had I seen this version of Pinkie as a kid, I'd never have been able to place her as the bad guy. It was never that Pinkie had pink in her design, but that it was always all pink, all the time. The steps I took to fix this for my own brain were the following. I loved the leaked G5 concepts of Pinkie Pie as a Pegasus and the little details they'd added. Her bubbly, bouncy personality seemed to match the idea to a T. I initially had just a few feathers at her hooves, but it was too many triangles and seemed too sparse to really fit. So a friend of mine recommended tiny swirly wings instead, and they worked perfectly. I didn't want her to have a plain coat. One of the biggest complaints in MLP that I really didn't realize was a complaint until Sunburst came along was that they used a scary small amount of actual horse coat patterns. Where were my dapple grays? My paints? No socks, blazes, stars, anything? So I gave new Pinkie a set of 4 stockings with a bubbly edge and created a gradient around the wings. I wanted to throw in triangles somewhere in her design to show her more mischievous side. Braids felt like a perfect way to not only integrate that element, but to also show a little more representation of other cultures and histories within the main 6. I'd seen a few depictions of human Pinkie Pie as African American and loved the idea, hence the nod here. If I got the braids or the representation wrong, you guys, please educate me in the comments below because I'm aware I can be ignorant of these things and I want to become better at it. I broke up the pink. Yeah, I know her name is Pinkie Pie, but I don't think we need to be so on the nose about it. Throwing in a pop of minty turquoise seemed the perfect way to frame her features and bring the design to life. Finally, the cutie mark. Again, I get the need for simplicity in animation, but you couldn't throw a few things of confetti on her butt? Like, could you imagine how much better her rainbow-powered design could have looked had they used confetti instead of whole balloons around her hooves? Yeah, missed opportunity, people. I also felt 4 balloons in a bunch instead of just the 3 spread out would have been a little bit more appealing and made more sense. All in all, I think if my younger self had seen this design rather than what was out at the time, this character would have been a favorite, rather than being turned into a villain for every game of pretend I had with my sisters. The fun mane and tail, the adorable swirly hoof wings, and the almost vintage aesthetic would have definitely won me over. But what about you? Did you enjoy my reimagining of this cute bubbly pony? What would you change to Pinkie Pie's look, or would you leave it as it is? Let me know in the comments below. A special thank you to my awesome patrons, Director Shadow, Evan Beck, Ram Digijam, Kira Ledmoon, Rocky Harmony, and all of my other amazing supporters. Thank you. You guys are absolutely incredible. If you would like high-res PSD files of my art, your name announced in my videos, or even a monthly cookie care package with free art from yours truly, click the link in the description below. Stay fluffy, my friends. See you next time. Dupe to... Yeah, I'm looking at you, Power Rangers, Tiny Toons, Sonic the Hedgehog, and look forward to whatever I added another shade. The fun mane and tail, the adorable swirly hoof wings, and the almost vintage. So a friend of mine recommended Tylee.